All right, Coach, you ready? Board ready?
Like I don't have enough. I mean, he really should be my agent. Not that guy we talked about. You should be my agent.
Well, I'll be happy to be your agent.
Can't hear me? How about now? Don should be my agent. Okay? And I've got two great guys sitting next to me here, Fisher and Sarratt. I've known these two guys a long time, you know, and they're up here because I play favorites.
I do.
No, but they're going out to Vegas for Media Day. Back here, I got Carter Smith and Fernando Mendoza. Projected starting quarterback. They will be on the Vegas trip next year unless they hold me hostage and I'm unable to retain them and bring them back for another year. But that's where the pressure now is on you, Scott. Okay? Because if we want to be the best, right, we need to be the best in everything. I mean, we got the #2 alumni base in America by numbers. The largest alumni base in America. #2. Right? So, you want to be great? You want to elevate this school to a different level? Get great in football. Get great in football. You want to get great in football? Don't be in the middle of the pack in NIL rev share. Be at the top. All right? Be at the top. You want to be great? It's across the board. There's no magic wands here. All right? We took a nice first step. It's not time to relax. Right? All are in our success. All right? Which ended in failure, by the way. Okay? No. It's time to take the next step. And progress is hard, and it's difficult, and it doesn't feel good. All right? But how good do you want to be? What was your question, Don?
What did you learn about the new group that you brought on campus for the spring?
Okay, I'd also like to thank Pam Whitten and Scott Olson for their incredible support. All right? And now I got to keep pushing them, which makes me uncomfortable. 2, what did I learn from this new group of transfers?
Portal.
Portal guys, okay? We're not worried about all the other guys.
No, we are.
Just the portal.
I'll get to those guys.
Okay. I mean, I think they're like all the other portal guys. You know, they're here for a reason. We identified, you know, that they're a good enough player athletically to be a part of our program, had the right character, you know, the right kind of intangibles. They did good in the winter program. You know, spring ball starts, the first half they struggle. It's new terminology, new routine, new demands, new expectations, a different way to practice. You know, some of the concepts are the same, but they're called different. And then you start to see the progress the second half of spring across the board, whether the guy plays defensive tackle or quarterback or wide receiver. And traditionally what will happen now is we'll have a great summer, okay, because we got a lot of nice pieces on this football team. But there's a big difference between having a lot of nice pieces and having a real good team in any sport. Okay, and that's my job. And this is where now we start to become a team. So when we're running out the tunnel in the opener, we've got the intangibles we need and build on those during the course of the season. So, you know, I think there's adequate talent there to get done what we need to get done. It's always a lot more than talent. Okay, the whole needs to equal. It has to be greater than the sum of its parts. All right, and when you get the right kind of people in your coaching staff and in your program and leadership in your locker room, and you know you got a blueprint and a plan, then that ought to happen.
Coach, this offseason you talked about the team needing to finish better in 2025. From the outside, IU went 11-2, fell behind for the first time in game number 9 against Michigan State, then outscored them 47-0 to make it a 47-10 victory. Then the Hoosiers went up to Purdue, or actually Purdue came down to us, and you kicked their ass. 66-0. 66-0. So there's obviously more to it than the numbers in your mind, Coach. coach, and tell us a little bit about, to elaborate, I should say, about that in that regard.
Well, I mean, you gotta wear a lot of hats, you know, when you lead anything. Now, I can sit up here and talk about what a great year we had and everything that we accomplished and have the warm fuzzies and, you know, lower our standards and our expectations because we feel good about things. Because you only really make progress when you strive, and that's not comfortable. And the fact of the matter is we want to be the best. And, you know, we went to Ohio State and we failed. We failed. And we didn't play as well as we were capable of playing. We didn't give ourselves a chance to be successful. And then we went up to Notre Dame and we didn't play as well as we were capable of playing. And we failed again. So, now, we did start out 10-0 and did one of those things. Number 2 in the country in scoring, number 1 in the country point differential, number 1 in the country against the run on defense, number 2 in the country defensively, least amount of yards. Did a lot of great things. What I really liked the most was seeing our fans engaged in the stadium and how into it they were.
Yeah!
And how proud they were. See it grow, and you know, and our players, when the game would end, how they would go engage the fans. So, you know, pretty good start for year 1. We're focused, you know, on having a great day tomorrow.
All right, the next question I know will make you uncomfortable. Here it comes. If you hadn't pursued a career in football coaching, what field of work do you think you would have enjoyed?
Well, you know, DeVries stole my line. I was going to say I'd want to be Don Fisher because, you know, I was a big sports fan. Listen, I was a Pittsburgh guy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
born in Pittsburgh, grew up in hometown, West Virginia, Pirates, Steelers, Penguins. Bob Prince, the gunner,
The gunner.
Pirates, right?
Yep.
Mike Langley,
Yep.
Penguins.
Orange Field.
That's right. You know, I was thinking, well, maybe I'll be in the Nation. Now, I can tell you when I was a little kid, what happened. I think I wanted to be a rock and roll drummer or be in a rock and roll band. Okay? So I was in like first grade, right? My dad's coaching the pit. We were living in Leechburg, right? I'm the oldest. You know, he comes home from work. And I got the garbage cans at the front of the driveway and I'm banging on them. So, I love you, yeah, yeah, yeah. I love you, yeah, yeah, yeah. He grabbed those cans and sticks and drum out of my hand, put a baseball glove in my hand. I had no shot after that. Look, I couldn't have possibly done anything other than this. That's just the fact of the matter.
And the best at it. You've got a day to fill, and it can't be anything football related. No games, no practice, no film, no film. What are you going to do with that time?
Well, I'm gonna wake up, have my coffee, all right? Gonna have a little conversation with my wife. We're gonna go for a walk around the neighborhood. It'll take about an hour and 15 minutes to walk the neighborhood, come back, right? Grab a little shower, maybe a little bite to eat, jump in the pool, right? See how long she can get me to hang in the pool without getting too fidgety. You know, and then a cocktail or two in the pool. I don't know if I can talk about the rest of the day.
Nor do we want you to. All right, we got 2 players up here. We're going to touch base with you guys. Elijah, let's talk to you first. Obviously, as a wide receiver at Indiana University, phenomenal last year, what you did, but you've had But you did that before you got to Indiana, too, at JMU. And what's the other school?
St. Francis University.
St. Francis University, and you were an All-American there, I think, weren't you? Yeah. Every place he goes, he's an All-American. It wasn't last year, but should have been, just so they know. All right. Both individually and as a team, you caught a lot of people by surprise last year on your way to the CFP, you and your teammates. This year, that won't be the case. You'll kind of go from being the hunter to the hunted. Anything that's different about how you go about things from last year?
Not for us.
we do what we do every single day. Of course, we know spotlight's gonna be on us. We're not gonna catch anyone by surprise, but we don't worry about what everybody's talking about on the outside. We just go in every single day, try to stack days on it, and then that's gonna carry over to the games. That's all it is.
What, when you looked at last season, do you even think about last season now?
Nah, I mean, your bad moments, of course, because you want to improve from your bad moments that you had, but nah, last seasons in the past, we're on a new slate. We're trying to do better than last season.
How much of a role did you have last season in helping the guys that you did not know coming in, that were on the roster, and guys from all the other schools that came from the transfer portal? What role did you play from a leadership standpoint?
I always try to play a good leadership role just because I came from JMU, I knew the system and everything, but I feel like as a team, we did a great job with it because we were new to Indiana. The guys that were already here in Indiana, they showed us the way when we first got here, and then all the transfers, we all clicked just because of the transfers, and then we helped each other. So, like speaking specifically the receiver room, that's probably one of the best receiver rooms I've ever been in. Just us being close, we all had different personalities. It was great.
Tell us a little bit about Curtis Work last year, what kind of player he was to play with, and now you've got a comparison to make. Fernando, why don't you step out of the room for a minute? Just step out of the room for a minute, because Elijah's going to talk about you. No, you're good. Just make a comparison. Obviously, Curtis Work was phenomenal last year, but Fernando's got some talent, to say the least. Tell us a little bit about him.
Football-wise, they're both great. All the quarterbacks I've been with, he's gonna be my fourth quarterback now. 4 years, 4 different quarterbacks. So Curt's great. He did everything that he was supposed to do on and off the field. He's a good leader. Fernando, a little bit faster than my boy Curt was. Can move a little better, but same with him. He can spin. I seen it was specifically at Pro Day. It was really when I seen him open up over a little bit. He looked real good. There was one play during spring. He scrambled out. Went down the sideline, was running super fast. I was like, okay, we got one right here. But that's my dog right there. Ever since I met him, when he came on a visit, we went out to dinner together, and we clicked ever since. So, love Fernando a lot.
Is there much difference between the two quarterbacks?
I mean, of course, personality is a little different. Fernando a little more outgoing, but once it comes to football, they're both about their business. You see that flip switch with both of them when they get out there.
All right, Aiden, it's your turn. You got that microphone. Got the right last name, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know. You were a first-team All-American a year ago, the first player to do that in IU football history. Was the transition from JMU to Indiana University a difficult one for you?
Me personally, it was more about the location. I had the exact same coaching staff. We brought 13 players from JMU, so I have all my friends. I'm familiar. I'm pretty comfortable with all the guys I came with. The only difference is I can't drive home on weekends. So I went from an hour and a half to 10.5 hours. But the one person I really want to kind of pay the tribute to is Mike Aiden. I know everybody here loves him, but when we got here, the first thing he did was find every single player that came in new, especially the JMU guys, and he took us out to dinner, just golf, anything that we wanted to do, and kind of see the town. He came and got us, and we were with him. So we got to know everybody extremely quick. We got comfortable with each other really fast. So it was kind of like I found a new home really quick. So the transition was pretty smooth. Thanks for bringing so many players. But yeah, it was pretty smooth.
Without a doubt, Cade is a guy from Pittsburgh, coaches from Pittsburgh. I'm a Pittsburgh fan. Not necessarily the Steelers so much, but I love the Pirates. You know who Roberto Clemente is, don't you? No, he is a Puerto Rican, and one of the greatest baseball players in the history of the game, in my opinion. I saw him when I was 10 years old. Scored from first base on a double, threw a guy out at the plate. He went 3 for 5 that day. I was 10. He went 3 for 5 that day. He threw a guy out, the ball was hit to the warning track, caught the ball. The ball never got higher than 15 feet in the air, on a throw to the plate where a guy was tagged out by the catcher and didn't move his glove. That's why I became a Roberto Clemente fan, and that's why I became a Pittsburgh Pirate fan in 1956. That just tells you I'm freaking old. All right, Dave. Specifically, or statistically, I should say, there wasn't much that anyone could point to last year that this defensive unit didn't accomplish. What do you feel that this unit can be better at in 2025?
Kind of just the growth of the system. Even talking with Coach Haynes after last year, a lot of plays were left on the field. A lot of schematic things that we put in that are going to be really cool to see once the season comes around. Just kind of picking his brain and see what he's thinking and how we can get better. And taking this from this school and nitpicking it from every school that was in that top 10, top 5 category in defense. So, and then obviously the guys we got. We got a lot of explosive guys that fit our system, our scheme. So we just have a lot of new stuff going in that I think is going to be really exciting. And on our defense, we're always attacking. So just a lot of cool stuff that you're going to see a lot more explosive plays, even more than we had last year. So I'm excited for it.
As far as the new guys are concerned, this is for both you guys in your position groups. Who excites you at the linebacker position? Who excites you at the wide receiver position?
Yeah, I mean, I can name the whole room. You got Elijah Hardy coming back, who you guys saw in the spring game, pick 6, and the ball finds that guy wherever he goes. And that's impressing me on defense. Isaiah Jones is coming back. He played last year. BJ Nelson, the freshman. Caden Turner, we have the whole room. There's a lot of exciting guys that come back that are going to play a big role this year.
Elijah?
Same thing like Aiden was saying, the whole room really. Transfer-wise, Makai Jackson, he was hurt throughout the spring, didn't get to see him much, but I played with him my freshman year. We were both freshman All-Americans there, real good there. Tyler Morris, he happened to get hurt, but he was looking good throughout it. LeBron Bond looked real good. He's a freshman. He's going to make some great plays for Indiana in the coming years. And really everybody. Got Omar Cooper coming back. That's my dog right there. He lives right above me. I'm with him every single day. So he's going to have a great season this year. E.J. Williams, I'm sure y'all know him. So the whole room, I'm excited for all this. Charlie Becker, everybody. It's going to be big for us this year.
Sig, one final thought. Obviously, you brought in a whole bunch of new faces, that kind of thing. In the spring, did you feel like these guys all adapted to the culture that you built?
Yeah, and the portal guys were great. The biggest adjustment, honestly, was bringing 15 mid-year freshmen in. Because we've been living in COVID +1 for so long, coaching semi-pro teams. And you forget how immature these damn freshmen are. It's almost like you gotta have 2 different rooms. You got a romper room over here. So, yeah, we're fine with the portal guys. 26 seniors, 16 juniors. Don't have many sophomores on this team, about 6. And then like 32 freshmen or redshirt freshmen. So, yeah, I thought, Derek did a great job with them, the assistant coaches. These guys took them under their wings, showed them the ropes, and they got better every day.
Coach, can't tell you how excited I am for a new football season. Last year was just phenomenal. Like I said, a renaissance at Indiana University. You guys deserve all the accolades, but I know it's not quite enough for you. Congratulations last year. It's over. Not talking about it anymore. We'll just talk about what's coming this fall. Congratulations, Coach. Thanks for being here.